Good morning, children. Welcome back. This is our first chapter of social science of the second semester, and this is the second video. Let's continue with the chapter. We studied about Raja Ram Mohan Rai, Dayanand Saraswati, and Swami Ramakrishna Paramhans in our first video. Now we are going to study about Swami Vivekanand. A Bengali graduate named Narendranath Dutt came into contact he was born in 1863 and he died in 1902. He came in contact with Ramakrishna Paramhans. Ramakrishna satisfied his thirst for knowledge. Narendra became a disciple of Ramakrishna and became a saint, acquiring the name Swami Vivekanand. He did intensive study about Indian and Western philosophy, a very deep study. He gained the knowledge of both the Western as well as Indian philosophy. Swami Vivekananda advised people to serve poor and look for God in needy people. He created in Indian youngsters, the pride for our past and awareness for a bright future. So he, we can say, was a hero for the young generation in that time. He was present at International World Conference for the Religions in Chicago in United States in the year 1893 AD. With his influential speech, he had provided understanding about philosophy and Indian culture. So it was such an honor that an Indian was sent to Chicago in the United States in 1893. Just imagine long back then when the Britishers were ruling over our country. Still, this man was so influential, was so famous, or we can say so knowledgeable that he was sent to World International Conference for Religions. And there, with his influential speech, with his such nice speech, he had provided understanding about philosophy and Indian culture. That means people were so happy listening to him there that they applauded him like anything. He Indian culture by touring various countries like United States, Europe, Egypt, China, Japan, etc. He praised of Indian culture and was a staunch nationalist, very strong nationalist. He believed that our country is the best. He gave the greatest slogans to Indians: arise, awake, and stop not until the goal is achieved. That means उठो जागो और मत रुको चलते रहो until your goal is achieved. Swami Vivekananda established Ramakrishna Mission in Belur in the year 1897 AD in the name of his Guru. This mission adopted the ideals of service to man through various works. The mission implemented the slogan service to man is service to God. This is what he used to teach the youngsters, that if you serve poor or needy people, it is as good as serving to God. By gaining motivation from the life of Ramakrishna Paramhans. So his guru was Ramakrishna Paramhans. This mission opened various schools nationwide for imparting education and service and was granted to people by opening hospitals. Even now, the branches of this mission are functional in India and abroad. So, he named his mission after his guru's name, that is Ramakrishna Mission. Okay, and it functioned or it worked for the betterment of the poor and needy people. Now, reform movements in the Muslim society. In early 19th century, social and religious awakening was initiated in Muslim society under the leadership of people like Saritullah from Bengal and Syed Ahmad Khan from Rai Bareli in Uttar Pradesh. They were motivated by the preachings of religious leaders Shah Walillah from Delhi. They believed that the Britishers could establish their rule in our country as Islamic religion was becoming influenced. They started Wahhabi movement in order to strengthen the Islamic religion and culture and also to make it more sacred and pure. So not only Hindu leaders but also the people from the Muslim caste, Muslim community. they also wanted to influence the people, or bring back people of India towards their own culture and religion, by showing the importance, by showing how God helps us when we help our own selves. In spite of the Wahhabi movement, certain Muslims were influenced by Western culture, and traditional English education became widespread. Due to the orthodox nature of ulamas, Muslims remained deprived of English education and social gains. So, in the Wahhabi movement, though it was started by the Muslims, but still the many Muslims were influenced still by the Western culture and education. So, due to the orthodox nature of the Muslim education, the, the Muslim community was deprived of English education and social gains. That means they believed that only Muslim education should be imparted to children of Muslim community. Due to this, they were deprived. वो अलग रह गए. They could not achieve that English education. That is why the education of Muslims and rise of middle class was not satisfactory. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was born in Umrao family. During the revolt of 1857, he was serving the East India Company as an employee and had remained loyal towards the company. After his retirement in 1869 AD, he went to England and was influenced by Western broad-mindedness. So, as this man, he was serving in India, but serving the Britishers. After his retirement, when he went to England, he saw that because their knowledge was so broad, their thinking also was so broad. He was very much pleased, influenced. He pleaded to his people or Muslims to adopt English education and change the orthodox attitude and step out of their backwardness. He started a magazine namely Tazib ul Alqa in 1870 AD. He established Aligarh Muslim College in 1875, which is known today as Aligarh Muslim University. He translated the books of literature and science in Urdu language and made Muslims familiar with the Western knowledge. He opposed the veil system, that is burqa system, and child marriage, and favored education for girls and widow remarriages. So, as we saw Raja Ram Mohan Roy and other leaders in the Hindu community, they worked for the betterment of the Hinduism. This man, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, he worked for the betterment of the Muslim community. He started opposing the superstitions which were prevalent in the Muslim communities. So see, whether it was a Hindu or a Muslim, they tried hard that they bring out their community from the social evils which were prevalent in the society. It was not limited, these social evils were not limited to a particular community or caste. We can see whether it was Hindu or it was a Muslim. Everybody believed the same kind of system, that is child marriage, not allowing girls to study, not allowing widows to remarry. So these people, these social reformers, they work for the betterment of the country on a whole. Okay, let's see now with the what happened with the Sikh society. The reforms of 19th century also influenced Sikh society to remove the evils that had entered in Gurudwaras, and also for better management, Shiromani Gurudwara Prabandhak Samiti was formed to impart English education along with religious education in Sikhs. Khalsa College was established in Amritsar. Many schools were also established. So, see, we can see different people from different communities were working hard, okay, to bring their community out of that darkness, out of that ignorance, to impart knowledge to their community. Why that particular person of that community only was doing for their own community? क्यों हिंदू सोशल रिफॉर्मर मुस्लिम को नहीं समझा रहे थे, या मुस्लिम सोशल रिफॉर्मर सिख को नहीं समझा रहे थे? बिकॉज इट इज अ जनरल साइकोलॉजी, हमारा बिलीफ है कि हमारा खुद का कोई पर्सन होता है तो हम उसकी बात जल्दी सुनते हैं, अगर वो हमारी कम्युनिटी का पर्सन होता है तो हम उसकी बात जल्दी सुनते हैं. ये पहले जमाने में बहुत ज्यादा होता था. इसीलिए हर कम्युनिटी में से जो लोग नॉलेज वाले थे वो अपनी कम्युनिटी के लोगों को इन्फ्लुएंस कर रहे थे, अपनी कम्युनिटी के लोगों को डार्कनेस से यू नो दे वर ट्राइंग टू ब्रिंग देम आउट फ्रॉम दैट सुपरस्टिशियस एंड ब्लाइंड बिलीफ से उनको लेके जा रहे थे रोशनी की ओर. दैट इज व्हाई दे वर कॉल्ड टॉर्च बेयरर्स. Next is the Parsi society. The Parsi youngsters who had acquired English education established Renuma-e Maz- Mazdurban Sabha in 1851 for socio-religious reform movements. Dadabhai Navrozi was the leader of this Sabha. This Sabha had started a periodical means a newspaper we can say, which is issued maybe every fortnightly, weekly, depending on their material they are providing. Named Rashtagoftar, it gave force to the reform movements, carried out work for awakening of Parsis. K.R. Kama and Peranji Malbari also did work for socio-religious movements. Madam Kama laid emphasis on propagation of education and Malbari talked about the women empowerment in detail. They opposed child marriages and stimulated widow remarriages. See, everywhere we can see they opposed child marriages. What is the meaning of that? छोटे छोटे बच्चों की 8-10 साल के बच्चों की शादियां करा देते थे जब उनको इतनी अकल भी नहीं थी कि दुनिया में क्या हो रहा है. इतने छोटे बच्चों की शादियां करा देना मतलब क्या, वो लोग अपना जीवन ही नहीं जी पाए. ओके, सो ऑल दीज कम्युनिटीज दे ऑपोज्ड चाइल्ड मैरिजेस. अच्छा, अगर ये बच्चे जो मैरी करते हैं आउट ऑफ दैट, लड़की समझो 8 साल की है, लड़का 10 साल का है, आफ्टर द मैरिज इफ द बॉय गॉड फॉरबिड इफ ही मीट्स विद एन एक्सीडेंट, कुछ हो गया उसको और 10-12 साल की उम्र में वो मर गया, तो थिंक अबाउट द गर्ल्स लाइफ. आफ्टर द एज ऑफ 10 or 12 years शी वॉज कंसिडर्ड एज विडो, और उसको विडो की जिंदगी जीनी पड़ती थी, विधवा की जिंदगी जीनी पड़ती थी. नो entertainment in life, no going out, no having friends, nothing. So that was the life she had to live all along. जितनी भी उम्र वो जिए, 50 साल जिए, 80 साल जिए, she had to live as a widow. All these people, all the different communities, they understood. The people who were knowledgeable, जो पढ़े थे, जो educate हुए थे, they understood that such life is full of miseries. उसको पूरा दिन उसकी सास के, उसके घर वालों के ताने सुनने पड़ेंगे. So ऐसी लाइफ एक लड़की के लिए क्यों? That is why they stimulated, they encouraged widow remarriages, that such child, if she is hardly of 12 or 15 years, अगर वो widow हो जाती है, उसमें उसकी क्या गलती है? Why shouldn't she allow to marry again? So they advocated or encouraged widow remarriage. It was due to the efforts of Malbari that the government framed a law about agreeable age for marriage in 1891. What is the present age for marriage? It is about 21 years. Before that, a person is considered minor. He or she is not allowed to marry. If anybody forces, parents force that child to marry, that is against the law. Next is Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. He was a well-known social reformer of Maharashtra state. He started a girls' school in Pune in 1857 AD. He helped the widows to remarry. He challenged the authoritativeness of Brahmins in the society. Brahmins used to consider themselves as the head of the society. So he challenged their authority in the society. He established Satya Sodak Samaj in order to inculcate confidence, courage, and enthusiasm in the people. So people in those times believed that only Brahmins have the right to study, only Brahmins can do certain, high grade works, and the people from the lower caste were not allowed to enjoy all the rights. So, Mahatma Jyotiba Phule, he found this Satya Shodak Samaj so that the poor people also, the low class people also could gain confidence and courage and could gain knowledge. Next is Thakkar Papa. He gave valuable contribution for the upliftment of untouchables by providing his services for many years as minister of Akhil Hind Harijan Sangh, which was established by Gandhiji. His contribution to provide relief to people affected by natural calamities is noteworthy. Amritlal Thakkar, namely Thakkar Bapa, was born in 1869 AD in the city of Bhavnagar. He was a dutiful servant throughout his life. He had acquired the degree of engineering. He left his job for which he was really paid good salary as he started serving the people of Chivada after being influenced by Gandhiji. So even after being qualified engineer in those times in the 1800th century, he still left his good paid job because he was influenced by Gandhiji and he started serving the people. Thakkar Bapa established Panchmahal Bhil Seva Mandal and with its help he brought about a drastic change in the life of Bhils. Bhil also is a community who generally stay in the jungle. These people, they live in the jungles, who are inhabited in the deep jungles and hilly areas of Panchmahal. Thakkar Bapa and his companion freed the Bhils from the habit of alcohol and other evil customs and doubts. So they imparted knowledge to these people. They freed them from the bad habit of alcohol and drinking. He opened schools for the children of Bhil. He made them spin the wheel and involved them in small cottage industries. So he encouraged small cottage industries so that the Bhils could get some livelihood, earn something for their own selves. As time passed, national awareness and awakening developed in people and they moved forward towards freedom movements. Notable progress was seen in the condition of people from the backward class as Gandhiji gave importance to removal of untouchability. As Gandhiji started his preachings in India, he gave the importance of untouchability, which was also an evil custom prevalent in the society. Untouchability, you understand, in the older times, it was considered that अगर कोई हमको लो क्लास वाला छूता है तो हम अशुद्ध हो गए और अगर किसी ब्राह्मण को छू लिया तो बस he had to go back home. अगर रास्ते में कोई उसको अनटचेबल ने या पुअर क्लास ने टच कर लिया उसको वापस घर जाने का फिर से नहाने का और फिर से शुद्ध होने का क्योंकि उनको लगता था कि अगर किसी ने हमको टच कर दिया लो क्लास पर्सन ने तो हम अशुद्ध हो गए दैट वाज अनटचेबिलिटी सो आफ्टर गांधी जी दिस ऑल stopped. So understood everyone this chapter. Here are the questions provided to you for which you have to write the answers in your fair book. You can make a new fair book for the second semester. Here in the second semester we have got more number of chapters, so you can make a 200 pages book for social. Please complete these question answers. Okay. So thank you everyone. Goodbye.